The discovery shook the scientific community to its core, deep beneath the Antarctic ice. A team of researchers led by Dr. Laura Bennett uncovered something that would change humanity's understanding of its own history. The massive structure, perfectly preserved in the ice, bore markings that defied conventional archaeology. Laura pressed her gloved hand against the metallic surface, brushing away centuries of frost. The material felt warm despite the sub-zero temperatures, and subtle lights pulsed beneath its surface. Her colleague, Dr. Peter Walsh, ran his scanner over the exposed section, his eyes widening at the readings. "This is impossible," he whispered, his breath visible in the frigid air. "These energy signatures, they're active." Within hours, the site was swarming with military personnel. The United States government had taken immediate interest, sending their top scientists and military advisors. Commander Jack Harrison arrived with Dr. Olivia Martinez, the nation's leading expert in experimental physics. "The structure extends at least 2 miles beneath the ice," Olivia explained, pointing to her holographic display. "And what's more interesting, it's responding to our presence." Jack crossed his arms, studying the readings. "You're telling me this thing is aware of us?" "Not exactly," Laura interjected. "But it's definitely designed to interact with human DNA. Every time we touch it, new systems activate." The breakthrough came 3 days later. While examining a particularly intricate panel, Laura accidentally pressed her palm against a raised section. The wall hummed to life, revealing a hidden chamber. Inside, they found what appeared to be a control room, covered in symbols that seemed strangely familiar. Dr. William Carter, the team's linguist, spent hours analyzing the markings. "These aren't alien symbols," he announced, excitement clear in his voice. "They're an evolved form of human language. This facility was built by humans, our ancestors." The revelation sent shockwaves through the team. Further investigation revealed more shocking truths. The facility wasn't just a building. It was the bridge of an ancient starship, one of countless vessels that once carried humanity across the stars. As they delved deeper into the ship's databases, they discovered humanity's forgotten history. Earth hadn't always been a primitive world struggling to reach the stars. It had once been the center of a vast human empire that spanned the galaxy. The ship's systems continued to activate, responding to human presence after millennia of dormancy. In the main control room, Jack and Laura worked together to understand the basic controls. Olivia monitored the power systems as they slowly came online. "Look at this!" Laura called out, pointing to a holographic display. "These are star maps, showing human colonies across thousands of light years." Jack leaned forward, studying the display. "Why did we forget all of this? How did we fall so far?" The answer lay in the ship's final records. A catastrophic event had forced humanity to retreat, to hide on Earth until the danger passed. Their ancestors had buried their technology, wiped their memories, and waited for the day their descendants would be ready to reclaim their heritage. As the facility powered up fully, lights began appearing across the globe. Other sites, other ships, other facilities, all responding to the awakening of their Antarctic discovery. Humanity stood on the brink of reclaiming its birthright, ready to emerge once again onto the galactic stage. The human epoch was about to begin again, and this time, they would not forget who they were. The world changed forever when they found her. Deep within the ancient starship, behind layers of advanced stasis technology, Queen Catherine Maxwell opened her eyes for the first time in thousands of years. Her awakening sent ripples through the global community as humanity faced the living proof of its forgotten past. Dr. Laura Bennett watched in amazement as the medical team helped Catherine adjust to consciousness. Despite being thousands of years old, she appeared to be in her early 30s, preserved perfectly by technology far beyond their current understanding. "The evacuation protocols worked exactly as planned," Catherine said, her voice strong despite her long sleep. "Though I had hoped our descendants would find us sooner." Commander Jack Harrison stood at attention, struggling to process the reality of meeting humanity's last true monarch. "Your Majesty, we have so many questions." Catherine smiled, her eyes showing both warmth and ancient wisdom. "As do I, Commander. Your world is both familiar and strange to me." Over the next few days, Catherine shared the truth of humanity's past. Earth had once been the capital of a vast empire, spanning thousands of star systems. Humans had mastered faster-than-light travel, gravity manipulation, and energy generation beyond current scientific understanding. But why did we abandon it all? Olivia asked during one of their briefings. Catherine's expression grew serious. We faced a choice. Fight and risk extinction, or hide and preserve our species. We chose survival, burying our technology and erasing our memories. Waiting for the right time to emerge again. As Catherine spoke, more facilities around the world began activating. In Russia, China, and the European Union, ancient complexes stirred to life. Each contained pieces of humanity's legacy, waiting to be reclaimed. Dr. William Carter worked closely with Catherine, learning the ancient language that would unlock their forgotten knowledge. The writing system evolved from what we use today, he explained to his colleagues. It's like reading a future version of English. The most stunning revelation came when Catherine accessed the ship's main computer. Holographic displays filled the control room, showing the full extent of humanity's former glory. Massive space stations, flourishing colony worlds, and ships that dwarfed anything in modern science fiction. All of this was ours, Catherine said, gesturing to the displays. And it can be again. The technology is still there, waiting. We just need to remember how to use it. The world's governments struggled to cope with these revelations. Some wanted to immediately begin restoring the old empire, while others feared the implications of such rapid advancement. We need to proceed carefully, Catherine advised during a United Nations meeting. Last time, our power grew faster than our wisdom. This time, we must do better. Jack and Laura continued working with Catherine, learning about the defensive systems hidden beneath Earth's surface. Ancient weapons platforms, shield generators, and automated factories lay dormant, waiting for humanity to reclaim them. Your civilization has already begun developing along the right paths, Catherine observed, studying modern technology. You were closer than you realized to rediscovering many of our old achievements. As the days passed, more of Earth's hidden legacy revealed itself. The ancient starship in Antarctica was just the beginning. Humanity stood ready to reclaim its birthright, guided by a leader who bridged the gap between past and present. The Human Epoch was gaining momentum, and the galaxy would soon remember who its true children were. Global tensions reached a breaking point as nations raced to control the newly discovered technology. Captain Daniel Wright stood on the bridge of the first restored battleship, marveling at how quickly humanity had adapted to its rediscovered heritage. The massive vessel, nearly 2 miles long, hovered above the Pacific Ocean. Its gravity engines hummed quietly, keeping the enormous craft stable. Behind it, a fleet of smaller ships trained their crews in the basics of space combat. Queen Catherine worked tirelessly with world leaders to prevent conflict over the ancient technology. We must unite, not divide, she insisted during emergency sessions. The legacy belongs to all of humanity. In orbit, the first modern space stations took shape. Using restored manufacturing systems, humanity built in weeks what would have taken decades with their previous technology. Dr. Olivia Martinez led the technical integration teams, combining modern innovations with ancient systems. The quantum computers are online, Olivia reported to Commander Jack Harrison. We can now coordinate the entire Earth defense grid. Around the planet, military forces underwent rapid transformation. Soldiers learned to use powered armor suits, energy weapons, and personal shield generators. The old ways of war became obsolete overnight. Laura Bennett discovered more historical records in the Antarctic ship's database. Our ancestors had military bases throughout the solar system, she explained to the United Nations Security Council. Mars, Venus, even the moons of Jupiter. Captain Wright led the first expedition to reactivate these bases. His crew, though new to space travel, handled the advanced ships with growing confidence. The restored artificial intelligence systems helped train them, sharing thousands of years of accumulated knowledge. Another defense platform activated, his first officer, Sarah Adams, reported. The Mars perimeter is almost fully operational. On Earth, factories hidden beneath mountains and oceans awakened. They began producing materials that defied modern physics, allowing for the construction of stronger, faster ships. Queen Catherine supervised the distribution of resources, ensuring no nation gained an unfair advantage. The old empire fell because of internal strife, she reminded world leaders. Cannot repeat those mistakes. Jack oversaw the training of Earth's first unified space fleet. Young pilots learned to handle fighters that could outmaneuver anything in science fiction. Engineers mastered technology that seemed like magic mere months ago. Remember, he told his crews, "This technology is our birthright. It's in our blood." The breakthrough in military advancement came when they activated the planetary shield grid. Thousands of hidden generators created an energy barrier around Earth, protecting it from any threat. William Carter continued translating the ancient texts, uncovering more of humanity's military history. "We were the guardians of peace in the galaxy," he explained. "Our fleets protected hundreds of worlds. As Earth's power grew, so did its unity. Nations began working together, pooling resources and knowledge. The old rivalries faded as humanity focused on reclaiming its place among the stars." Queen Catherine watched from the Antarctic Command Center as the First Fleet performed combat drills near Jupiter. "They learned quickly," she said to Laura. "The warrior spirit of humanity never truly died." The solar system transformed into a fortress, bristling with defensive installations and patrol fleets. Humanity prepared itself for whatever challenges lay ahead in the galaxy. Earth was no longer a primitive world struggling to reach the stars. It was becoming what it had always been meant to be, the heart of human power in the galaxy. Commander Amy Peterson stood at the helm of the starship Destiny, watching as the faster-than-light drive engaged. The vessel, along with its escort fleet, jumped across light years in moments. Their mission: to reclaim humanity's lost colonies. The first target was a world once called New Eden, 40 light-years from Earth. Ancient records showed it had been a thriving colony with billions of inhabitants before the Great Retreat. As they approached, sensors detected signs of civilization. "Life signs confirmed," reported Lieutenant John Baker. "Human settlements detected on the surface. They survived all these years." The colony had developed independently, reaching a technological level similar to Earth's early 21st century. Amy led the first contact team to the surface, where they met the descendants of those left behind. Governor Richard Cole of New Eden could hardly believe the visitors from Earth. "Our legends spoke of the homeworld," he said during their first meeting. "We thought they were just stories." Queen Catherine, speaking through holographic communication, shared the truth with the colony's leaders. "You were never abandoned," she explained. "You were protected, hidden from the same threat that forced us to retreat to Earth." More expeditions followed. Each week, Earth ships discovered new colonies, each with its own unique culture and development. Some had advanced significantly, while others had regressed to pre-industrial societies. Dr. Laura Bennett documented each reunion. "The diversity of human development is extraordinary," she noted in her reports. Each world adapted differently to isolation. On a planet called Haven, they found a society that had maintained much of the ancient technology. Commander Jack Harrison led negotiations there, establishing new trade routes and military alliances. "Your ships are impressive," Haven's defense minister told Jack, "but wait until you see what we preserved." The integration of lost colonies accelerated. Earth shared its newly reclaimed technology, while the colonies offered their own innovations and resources. Humanity's strength grew exponentially with each reunion. Captain Daniel Wright coordinated the defensive networks between worlds. "Each colony we recover makes us stronger," he reported to Queen Catherine. "The old empire is rebuilding itself." Some colonies had developed unique technologies during their isolation. On the water world of Atlantis, humans had evolved advanced underwater cities and marine engineering. The desert world of Helios had mastered solar energy and atmospheric manipulation. Amy's fleet discovered a massive space station hidden in a nebula, still operational after thousands of years. Inside, they found databases containing coordinates for hundreds more colonies. "This is just the beginning," Olivia Martinez said, while studying the station's records. "There are so many more worlds to find." The rediscovery of FTL travel revolutionized commerce between colonies. Ships could now cross vast distances in days instead of years. Trade routes established thousands of years ago came back to life. William Carter found evidence that some colonies had maintained contact with each other throughout the isolation. They formed their own networks, he explained, small alliances that helped them survive. As more colonies rejoined Earth's growing federation, humanity's power in the galaxy increased. Each world brought new resources, technologies, and millions of people eager to reconnect with their species. Queen Catherine watched the reports of new discoveries with satisfaction. The plan laid down millennia ago had worked. Humanity had survived, evolved, and was now ready to face whatever had forced them into hiding so long ago. The stars belonged to humanity once again, and this time, they would never let them go. Earth transformed into the shining capital of human civilization once again. The restored imperial palace, built with technology that defied physics, floated above the clouds of New Washington. Queen Catherine stood at its highest point, watching ships from 100 worlds move through the sky. Commander Amy Peterson presented the latest reports from the outer colonies. The integration is proceeding faster than expected. 90% of discovered worlds have joined the Federation. In orbit, massive construction projects reshaped the space around Earth. Shipyards produced vessels that dwarfed cities, while space elevators connected the surface to orbital habitats housing millions. Captain Daniel Wright led the combined fleet exercises near Saturn. Ships from Earth and the colonies trained together, forming the most powerful military force humanity had ever known. All defense grids are linked, he reported to the Council, can respond to any threat within minutes. Anywhere in controlled space? Dr. Laura Bennett worked with historians from different colonies, piecing together the full story of humanity's past. Each world added its own chapter to the grand narrative of human survival and triumph. We didn't just survive, she told her students at the new Imperial Academy. We thrived in 1,000 different ways. The technological exchange between worlds accelerated human progress. Haven-S energy manipulation systems, combined with Helios's solar technology, created power sources that could fuel entire planets. Atlantis taught Earth how to build cities under the oceans. Queen Catherine established the new government with representatives from all worlds. We are one people, she declared during the first assembly. Different in our experiences, but united in our destiny. Commander Jack Harrison oversaw the installation of planetary defense systems on newly joined worlds. Each colony received protection equal to Earth's, ensuring no human world would ever be vulnerable again. The SHIELD network extends through 40 sectors now, he reported. We can protect every human settlement in known space. Dr. Olivia Martinez led the Science Council, combining research from hundreds of worlds. Breakthroughs in physics, medicine, and technology occurred daily as humanity's greatest minds worked together. Trade flourished between the colonies. Ships carried goods and people between stars, strengthening the bonds between worlds. Cultural exchange enriched all societies, creating a new golden age of human achievement. William Carter discovered ancient warning beacons at the edge of human space. Our ancestors left markers, he explained to the Council. They wanted us to be prepared when we returned. The military grew stronger each day. Fleets patrolled trade routes and defended colonies, while research teams developed weapons that could destroy stars if needed. Humanity would never be defenseless again. Queen Catherine watched the transformation with pride. The scattered children of Earth had reunited, stronger for their time apart. Each colony brought unique strengths to the whole, making humanity more resilient than ever before. We face the future united, she declared during the millennial celebration. Not as refugees hiding from danger, but as the rightful rulers of our destiny. The galaxy opened up before humanity's advance. New worlds were colonized, new resources discovered, and new frontiers challenged. The human spirit of exploration and adventure, tempered by thousands of years of survival, drove them forward. Earth glowed at night with the lights of 1 trillion windows, its cities reaching into the sky. Ships from across human space filled its ports, bringing visitors, traders, and settlers from 100 worlds. The human epoch had truly begun, and this time, it would last forever. The stars themselves seemed to shine brighter, welcoming humanity back to its rightful place among them.